And now, on to, of course, our review of the latest episode of Strange New Worlds. Truth be told, I keep waiting for Star Trek Strange New Worlds to disappoint me. Because while certain aspects of both Discovery and Star Trek Picard have been wonderful, both shows have had their fair share of rough patches in recent seasons. Moments where watching them felt a lot more like an obligation than it did a joy. But we're 7 episodes into this season of Strange New Worlds, 2/3 of the way through its inaugural run, and it's still incredible. In fact, I'd probably argue that this show is that rare series that is actually getting stronger with each episode it relates. We get to know these characters better and watch their relationships grow. This is a lot to say that the Serene Squall is another fantastic and deeply enjoyable hour, a rollicking space adventure with serious emotional underpinnings, and a story that shows us why this crew is so damn good together, even as it pulls off a complicated bait-and-switch plot. Ostensibly, the story follows the Enterprise on what first appears to be a humanitarian mission, summoned by a Dr. Aspen to resupply some in-need colonists on the edge of Federation space that no one else seems inclined to help. Translation: Christopher Pike catnip. Dr. Aspen warns them of the presence of some dangerous space pirates and their supposedly fear-inducing Black Pearl-esque ship, the Serene Squall. For those of you playing along at home that immediately guessed this story was going to lead to a large portion of the Enterprise crew getting kidnapped by those space pirates after a dramatic chase, well, a gold star for you. Pike, Una, Leon, Ortegas, and a handful of other crew members beam aboard the supposedly hijacked colonist ship, only to learn that it's an ambush and they walked into a trap. The pirates plan to take over the Enterprise, sell the crew into slavery, and hand the ship off to the highest bidder among the lawless entities that crawl the edges of Federation territory. That this all actually turns out to be a rather hilarious interlude in which Pike withstands getting tortured long enough to incite a casual mutiny among the pirate crew by way of the age-old combination of good Southern cooking, and catty gossip. Every week, Anson Mount is great, but there's something kind of magical about the way he depicts the deployment of Pike's good old boy charm to ferment unrest among the pirate crew. We've only known this cast for 7 episodes, but the chemistry between this group of actors is so darn good. From the easy way they all play off one another while lamenting the poor quality of the Remy the Orion's cooking, to their quick-thinking collaboration on the bridge as they brainstorm ideas to get themselves out of a life or death trap. As a character, Pike is always going on about collaboration and listening to others and encouraging out-of-the-box thinking. It's really nice to see that this is not just a line he uses, but a legitimate leadership philosophy that he implements on the regular. Meanwhile, back on the Enterprise, Spock, Chapel, and Dr. Aspen are doing their best to secure the ship, with the help of some Vulcan nerve pinches, the nurse's handy sedative injector, and a whole lot of luck. But Dr. Aspen, as it turns out, isn't exactly who they say they are and betrays them both at the perfect moment. Turns out they are actually Captain Angel of the Serene Squall, and they've stolen Dr. Aspen's identity and concocted this elaborate ruse, all so that they might get a chance to take over the Enterprise, kidnap Spock, and trade him for the Vulcan prisoner that is apparently their lover. For all that Star Trek Strange New World is built on in its weekly space adventures, and this one does have good old pirates after all, the show deserves applause for the way it is deftly weaving long-term emotional arcs and characters throughout each installment in ways that are increasingly rewarding to watch. This season, we've seen Spock question his identity, both in terms of how to best reconcile his human and Vulcan halves, and how that impacts what kind of man he ultimately wants to become. Part of the reason that Aspen and Angel's portrayal hits so hard emotionally is that the character spends half the episode giving what is honestly fairly decent advice to Spock about his ongoing internal struggles. That he's the only one forcing himself to make a binary choice between the two halves that make him whole. That he can forge a new path that embraces both sides of who he is. Perhaps we should have guessed from the moment that the Serene Squall gave the episode opening voiceover to Spock's fiancée, T'Pring, that the Vulcan Angel was trying to rescue would be a familiar face. But the fact that It's Spock's half-brother Sybok adds another emotional wrinkle to proceedings, as to the fact that T'Pring knows her intended well enough now to understand that his last-minute confession of an affair with Chapel was a ruse. Look, I know Spock and T'Pring are canonically doomed by the time Star series rolls around and all, but they are truly such fabulous partners together. Their relationship is being given so much depth and treated with so much respect and care that you can't help but hope that maybe somehow these two crazy kids are going to work it out. Then again, the chemistry between Ethan Peck and Jess Bush is also outstanding. So maybe I'm just being spoiled for choice on the Spock romance front. I don't know. At any rate, this is certainly not the last we'll see of these characters or these subplots. So this is me trying to trust that this story is going somewhere great. And hey, hasn't let me down yet after all. So I'm going to leave this episode with... it's going to be 5 out of 5 stars. It was a really good episode. Let us know in the comments section below, what did you think about this episode of Strange New Worlds? And of course, hit that thumbs up button if you like our videos. Subscribe to the channel for even more videos. And hit that bell notification button to be notified of our future videos.